Oh my gosh, this guy is amazing, doing things his own way. He's got the confidence of a superhero, wearing his skills proudly. In a quiet rural town, he's about to meet his girlfriend's grandparents for the first time. While wandering around their yard, he notices an old relic tucked away in the corner. It looks like a teacup, covered in a layer of blue-green rust, probably an antique bronze piece. The guy's eyes light up, clearly recognizing some value in this old treasure. Curious, he asks about its story. His girlfriend's grandma smiles, explaining that it was a wedding gift from her father. Back then, they didn't have much of value, so her father gave her his most cherished item. She never expected it would survive 70 years. She asks if he recognizes this object. He scratches his head, baffled, and looks to his girlfriend for clues. She's just as puzzled. She's never heard her grandma mention this antique before. Does anyone know what this piece is? If you do, drop your guess in the comments. Let's see if you're right. After hearing the story, the guy suddenly has an idea. He decides to restore the antique to its former glory. Not only would it let her grandma relive some old memories, but it'd also be a chance to show off his skills. When he tells his girlfriend, she's shocked and skeptical, saying, "This thing's been sitting for decades, can you really fix it?" She warns him not to get in over his head, but he's calm and confident, with a look of pure determination. He picks up his tools and gets to work. First, he soaks the piece in a rust remover, scrubbing away the outer layer of corrosion. But there's still a lot of rust in the details and inside, so he takes a wire brush to polish it further. To his surprise, after 17 days of careful work, the old relic has been fully restored. It's shining with its original beauty once again. When he brings the restored piece back to his girlfriend's grandparents, they're speechless. Grandma's hands tremble as she holds it, tears welling up in her eyes. She never thought she'd see her precious gift look this new again. His girlfriend's parents are full of praise, thanking him for all the effort he put in. From that moment on, the whole family sees him in a new light. Now sit back, grab a snack, and let's dive into the details of this restoration. You'll see what it means when they say real skills are out there in the world. After brushing it down with the wire brush, he uses a file to even out the surface. The lid was warped, so he carefully taps it back into shape. For a smoother finish, he sands it down with different grades of sandpaper. It's a time-consuming process, requiring patience and precision, but he seems to enjoy every moment of it. Once the surface is perfectly smooth, he sprays it with alcohol, using a fine grit sanding block for the final touches. Since it's such an old antique, the original joints were weakened. To avoid causing further damage, he uses a heat-based solder to reconnect the stand to the bronze bowl. With care and precision, he heats the solder to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, melting it onto the joints. The result may not look perfect yet, but after more careful polishing, even the smallest flaws disappear. For a final polish, he applies a layer of wax to make it shine. Then he gently cleans off any remaining dirt. Craftsmanship takes time and dedication, so if you're still reading, don't hesitate to show a little love with a like. Your support means the world to creators like him. After reassembling all the parts, his restoration is finally complete. Take a look. The antique is now a stunning vintage masterpiece. What was once rusty green is now a smooth gray bronze gleam. The bronze has been so carefully polished, it practically glows under the light. He even lights some fragrant incense to celebrate, and soon, the air fills with gentle swirls of smoke. So any guesses on what this relic actually is? If you could score his restoration, how high would you go?